Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Banana Island Living Podcasts. This is another in our special series talking to people 75 years and over. I call them the special ones. And today I have the really special pleasure of speaking with, I'm going to keep it a secret until you've gone to subscribe to Banana Island Living Podcasts and share with your friend. And now, if you're sitting comfortably, I've got Mrs. Edna Soyanwo, EJD for short. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Sister Marriott.
I don't even know where to start. She's done so much. EJD has done so much. I'll just go a little bit over her bits of her life because it's so much into it. She was born on the 7th of January, 1934. And that makes you how old, ma'am?
88.
Yes, my math is even worse than yours.
88 and 7 months.
I said 88 and 7 months. Excellent. Having been born in Ghana, went off to the UK and got a BA from Dunelm University, then a PGCE from University of London, and Associate of the Royal College of Music, a Master's in Education from the University of North Wales and Bangor. She's taught at Ibadan Grammar School, the famous Ibadan Grammar School, I'll have you know. She's taught at King's College, United Christian Secondary School. Commercial school in Apapa. And that has a special place in your heart.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
And she's also been the vice principal at Queen's College. But you live in Nigeria. How did that come about? Marriage or work?
Oh, marriage.
Oh, I think there's a story here.
That's the only thing that could bring me
to Nigeria. Okay. Yes. So tell us how that came about.
Oh, I had just graduated in Dunelm University, and I was to enter London University for the postgraduate certificate in education. So I had some 2.5 months or 3 months holidays. And for the first time, I didn't go anywhere to work for the long vac.
Yeah.
So I went to a camp, a Scripture Union camp in Gloucestershire. And I got a notification from the British Council if I was willing to come and help receive newcomers from the Commonwealth countries.
Yeah.
Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, India, China, they were all to meet on a certain day. I've forgotten the day. I didn't know I was going to be interviewed 60 years after.
You would have kept a note.
I would have kept a note. I was one of a few old students who were to entertain the newcomers. So we gave them some squash and lots of bits and pieces of biscuits and sandwiches and things. Then later on, we were asked to entertain them musically. Some people sang, and two of us, a lady called Patricia, who was also at the camp with me, and we went together.
And she was English?
She was English.
Right.
Yes. English.
Okay, English.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was a medical doctor.
Oh, right.
She'd also just graduated in medical.
Okay.
And she also got her ARCM when I got mine.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But we didn't meet. We met only on the list of musicians. But we met properly at the camp.
Right.
And so when we were invited to go to this, we went together. So we thought we would give one piece each to play. So I played Paderewski's Minuet in G.
Uh-huh.
It was a recital piece.
Yeah. It was a show-off.
Yes.
Show-off piece,
Now,
yes.
I can hardly play now. So after playing, everybody came to congratulate those of us who helped.
Yeah.
So I made my way to the book stand. And there was a nice, cultured young man there with a broad smile.
Good looking?
Very good looking.
Okay.
Congratulating me for the performance. So he said, what book did I want? So I chose one book from I think the book on Billy Graham or one of those other books. And it was still light around 6:30 in the evening.
It was summertime.
Because it was summertime.
Right.
And so he asked, you did very well. Where are you going now? So I said, I'm going to All Saints Langham Place. There's a little hostel there. That's where I was staying. So he said he was also going that way. So
was he really going that way, or was he?
I think he was going to Tottenham Court Road.
Okay.
Yes. A stop before Oxford Circus. So we walked. As we were walking, we saw the bus coming in and about to, people got on about to. So he started running and said, come on. Said he got on. The bus had just started. So he said, jump, come on, jump. So I jumped in and we all laughed. He said, so you are a sports person too? I said, I used to run in the sports at school. So we went together. There was not much talk. Didn't ask my name. I didn't ask his name. There was no occasion for me to ask. So we got to Oxford Circus. So I said, thank you very much. And I came down.
Yeah.
And he also came down. Right. So where was I going? I crossed the road to go towards the church. Also, he walked all the way there with me, and the hostel was beside All Saints. Yeah. That was 65 years ago.
Good Lord.
So I don't know if he's still there.
Yes.
And took me there. But when we saw the hostel, he stood still and said, I want you to go in first before I go back.
Oh.
So he did.
That's a real gentleman.
He was gallant.
Oh, real gallant.
So I didn't know where he came from.
Yeah. And you hadn't exchanged names by then?
No, we hadn't. But then the following weekend, I didn't go to All Saints Church. I was going to Westminster Chapel.
Right.
Where my big brother used to worship and introduced me to the preacher there, Dr. Martin Lloyd Jones. So I went to church, but there was a young man who had turned around and was looking at where I was. So I had to turn around to see if there was anybody behind me. Yes, there were people, but I was the only black person there. So after church, he caught up with me when I was going down. And then he said, so I said, again, here you are again. He said, he was talking about me to this friend he wanted to introduce me to. And so he told me his name. What's your name? So I said, you tell me yours first. So he said, shuffle away. I said, shuffle them up?
What? Shuffle them up.
Yeah. So we laughed. And then all right, yours now. Let's see which one. So I said, Edna Konote Ahulu. What? It's a mouthful. So that was it. And I think we had a cup of coffee in one place there. And we didn't see each other again for some time. But that was the beginning.
Did you think at that point that this could be a pivotal point in your life?
I had the feeling that he was safe.
Oh, and that was important.
That was very, very important.
Yeah.
I had the feeling that he was safe. An African man in England will walk you all the way,
and see that you got in. Yes. And came to church to look for you.
Actually, he asked me, where do you worship?
Yeah.
Is it All Saints? And I said, no. I'd worshipped there before.
But you will go to Westminster.
So
and he showed up there as a man with a mission.
and that was it.
And the rest was history.
It was history.
So did you get married in Ghana before?
Yes. When my father heard about him.
How did he hear about it?
I wrote.
Oh.
And said, I met in church. I told the story before.
You told him the whole story?
Yes.
Oh,
from
how
the
lovely.
beginning. So I used to write letters every Sunday.
To your parents?
To my parents.
Oh.
Yes. So I told him what I did, where I went to, and things like that. So I said, that's the person I was talking about before.
But did you say you were going to get married?
No.
Oh.
I just told them.
About this young man that I'm seeing.
Young man. Yes.
And when did he say he was going to get married to you?
When I started my postgraduate course.
In London?
In London.
Yeah.
My father had come.
Right.
And my father was going to London Bible College.
Right.
For some things. So this young man used to come after church every Sunday.
To see your father?
To see my father.
Oh.
And the first day he saw my father, he prostrated.
Oh gosh,
and
like
my father
a
said,
real Yoruba man.
My father said, don't worship me. That's how they greeted me. But they became friends.
Oh.
Go and iron.
Oh, your dad's clothes?
Yes.
What a gentleman. They don't make them like that anymore, I'm afraid.
Yes.
They broke the mold. So you went back to Ghana?
Yes. 1 year for the postgraduate course. And then when I was going back, my father took me and this young man came with us.
Oh my goodness.
All the way to Liverpool.
Oh.
And it was on board that he told my father that he had met the girl he's going to marry.
Oh, and what did your dad say?
I said, hey, who is
this girl you're going to marry?
You wait until she's going before you
say anything.
So he said, there she is in front of you.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. So my father, well, but you can't marry her now.
Yeah.
She's got to get back. So that's how we went back.
So he then came to Ghana.
He came to Ghana. He told my father he would resign from Port of London and then come
and live in Ghana.
Come and marry me.
Yeah.
And my father, pray about it. Give it to God. So he proposed to my father, not to you. Then I saw my father was getting quite emotional.
Oh.
Yes. He said, well, normally our daughters stay at home.
Yes. They don't leave.
He said, we will bring up our children in Ghana and Nigeria. And he did just that.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
He did just so that. Touching.
Yes, he really made me feel out. And the people he introduced me here, they all accepted me.
Oh.
Like that. They were very fine people.
Oh.
They are still very fine.
They are still very fine people. So you lived in Ghana pre-independence?
Pre-independence.
And post-independence?
Only 1 year.
In post-independence?
Yes.
What was Ghana like pre-independence?
Pre-independence. Real colonial.
Wow.
Yes. Empire Day.
Oh gosh. Yes, you were celebrating Empire Day.
Oh yes.
Oh my
goodness. And if you attend mission schools, then you were really tutored. It's like a seminary.
Right.
You learned hymns and catechism and explained everything. So I was brought up in the mission.
Yeah.
My people with music and scripture, and we had the best of education.
Right.
Yes.
But you came to Nigeria post-independence.
Yes.
What was life like then? In Nigeria. That was 63?
Your independence.
Ghana was 57 independence.
Yes.
Nigeria was 1960.
1960.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. when we were 57 in Ghana.
In Ghana.
Yes. That's when I was on the Ghanaian stand. I was invited as one of the students on the Ghana stand, and the Queen came there.
Oh!
That's how I felt completely besotted with the royal family.
Oh my goodness.
So I met the Queen there.
Yes, I think that generation, your generation, are very into the Queen.
Oh, yes, we did. In 1960, I graduated in Durham.
Yeah.
And that's when Nigeria got the independence.
Yes.
And so I came at that time when politics was rife.
Yeah.
And it was very rough.
Gosh. And where were you living then?
We were living in Ibadan.
Gosh.
My husband,
that's in the middle of the politics.
Of the whole strife.
Gosh.
And he was in the technical college there.
Gosh, yes.
He was teaching.
Yes.
I think engineering, drawing, and things like that. Yes. And then he taught there for 3 years. So when I had my second and third child, we now moved to Lagos.
Right.
But when I was in Ibadan, I gave a recital at the university.
Okay. UI. Yes.
I think Trenchard Hall.
Yes.
And then who was there? Christopher Ishiku.
Ooh.
The baritone.
Yes. Gosh.
So when I got to Lagos, he introduced me to the Musical Society.
Oh, right. So you had like a community waiting for you.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes. And then everybody started grabbing me, please teach my child
music.
And I never had a holiday since.
Oh, where were you during the Nigerian Civil War?
I was teaching in Ibadan Grammar School.
Oh, my goodness.
And my best friend was an Igbo girl.
Oh, in Ibadan?
In Ibadan.
So what happened to her?
She said she was leaving, but she didn't go to the East. Yeah. She went to the States.
Sensible.
And I heard from her once or twice, and that was it.
So she left Ibadan, but she didn't go to the East?
No.
Yeah. Must have been really difficult.
Yes. Oh, we were very good friends.
Oh.
Some people were very unkind.
Oh, to her?
No, not to her, to the Igbos.
Yes. I know, we went through it.
They were not unkind, like they were treating them badly. But I said, the whole thing has persisted up to now.
Up till now, yeah.
You see.
It's a difficult part of our history, wasn't it? And you as a foreigner, I wonder how you coped.
I didn't feel safe at all.
Oh.
I didn't feel safe. But my husband was always reassuring.
Yeah.
Everywhere I wanted to go, we went together.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And did you stay in Nigeria throughout the Troubles?
No. When we heard that the war had got to Ore. It happened to be a long vacation.
Yes.
So the schools were closed. So we just drove in the sub-region right through Dahomey.
You drove all the way through?
All the way.
Oh my goodness.
To Udumasi, where my parents were living.
Wow.
Yes.
By road?
By road.
Was it dangerous?
Very dangerous.
Gosh.
Because there were no graded roads.
Good Lord.
To leave the country. And when you got into do the passports control, and things, there was lots of extortion.
Oh, God. Even in those days.
Wow. That was when it started. And it was almost legally done.
Yeah.
I said almost.
I suppose because of the war as well. Yes. Everybody trying to escape.
Yes. And if we had lots of onions and rice.
They will take it off you?
No, they will ask for money. We said we don't have money, but could you have...
You got some rice? Oh, no.
So they loved us. Because we did that many times.
Gosh.
Yes.
You were brave.
Oh.
With children in the car.
With children.
I'm impressed.
Yes.
I don't know how you did it.
Yes. I don't know how I did it. I think the Lord did it.
The Lord did it.
Yes.
And when you came to Lagos, what was life like?
Friends.
You made friends in Lagos.
I didn't make friends, but people were warm.
Yes.
People were warm. I liked them. They liked me.
Oh.
So we became friends. And once I had friends whom I knew I could get on with,
we
never broke the friendship.
Oh. Oh, till now.
Yes. So I have lots of friends.
Yeah.
And they all very, they all relate to me very, very, very well.
Oh, brilliant. So you never felt like a foreigner or anything like that?
Oh, I felt like, but it was always comical. Because when, for example, Ghana was playing Nigeria football and Ghana won, I would be cheering. The children would say, Mommy, we'll send you back.
But what about that time of Ghana Moscow? How did you feel? That was the first time there was a problem between the two countries.
Yes, because Buzia.
Yes. General Buzia.
An ideal sort of president then, Oxonian.
Yes.
And spoke Queen's English. And many people did not understand Queen's English. So they revered him.
Yeah.
And then he thought most of our problems were because Nigerians trading very freely and doing everything. And so it was he who started. He
instigated it.
Yes. So now
they were retaliated in Nigeria. Okay. Because for some reason I always thought it was Nigerians that started it.
I really cannot pinpoint because I was away most of the time.
Okay, so you were not in Nigeria that period?
No, I was. Yeah, I mean, even up to now.
Yeah.
Most of the music teachers in all the schools were Ghanaians.
Yes.
You see?
They have an amazing musical tradition.
When you went through primary school.
Oh, wow.
You learned tonic solfa from there. Yeah. Before you got to secondary school, then you started learning the theory. And those who wanted to do practical, like I did, we were doing practical.
So it was taken as seriously as
mathematics.
As a core subject. So what do you think about education now compared to those days?
I think they're learning more things.
Right.
Things like computer and science things and science. But by way of English language and means of expression and things that we learned as a subject. Yeah. And we learned how to write and things like that. Now, it's not there.
Right.
Even how to write letters of application.
Yeah, they probably don't bother anymore.
And people who write I am with a small I.
I mean, people applying for a job and writing with text language. That I can't.
And then abbreviations.
Yes.
Colloquial language, in writing and not having an address, commas and full stops and capital letters and dates.
In the right place?
In the right place.
Maybe they don't need that anymore. I don't know. What do you think?
They do, but the decay had been too long.
Yes.
So I wonder what will happen.
Do you think it's rescuable?
Yes. It's not rescue. We can't rescue, but we can rebuild new ones.
Again.
New ones.
Teacher training. We have to start with teacher training.
Yes, we do. When I'm reading newspapers, if I bring you some of the newspapers, I read my newspapers with a red biro.
You're editing as you go along.
Today, up to yesterday.
And that is really depressing when you read the papers.
You can't give it back to them to correct.
The bad language use, the punctuation, the wrong emphasis.
Yes. And then
some malapropisms.
Yes. They use a lot of that. Yeah. And then they say things like, when some people had accidents, car accidents and they get burnt, they say they roasted. I mean, I wrote an article.
That is so sad. I'm so ashamed that I'm laughing.
I wrote an article.
Yes.
When my husband was alive, and I read it to him, he said, Ed, don't send it.
This. Yeah.
Because they will be hunting you.
Yeah,
it was very, very sad.
Yeah.
They were telling a story of a family of 5 who, in England.
Yeah.
They were Nigerians.
Yeah.
A family of 5 in England. And the house was burning and they couldn't come out because of the double glazed windows. You see, who is teaching them? And I tried to get my naturalization papers, and
they wouldn't give you
them. No, I don't know who did it, but they said they would speak to me in Yoruba
before they could give you your naturalization papers.
Of course, I made all the mistakes. Yes, but I didn't mind because whenever you traveled abroad, they put Nigerians on one side
and they put Ghanaians on the other. So it does have has its good points.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So are you what do they call that? Niger wife now?
Yes,
you're
Niger
a Niger wife. Yes. But you're allowed to travel back and forth on Nigerian visa or Nigerian passport.
Once when I was representing the Education Federal Ministry, then I was given a Nigerian passport.
Finally.
Finally? No, when I went, I gave it back to them. So I have the papers and the details and things, but I don't have
the passport
Nigerian passport.
Oh,
I don't really mind.
But you don't need it, really. You go in and out. And also with ECOWAS, you can come in and out.
Yes, I have ECOWAS. Yeah. And all my children have
both
triple
passports.
Triple
nationality.
They have Ghanaian, Nigerian, and British and American.
Oh, fantastic. So, what is left on your bucket list?
What is left on my bucket list?
Because you've done so much.
One what?
Okay.
There are lots of things in a package.
Yes.
One of them was publication of all my manuscripts.
Oh, wow.
I've written lots of music.
Right.
Like descants.
Yes, descants are a big part of your life.
Yes. And
why descants in particular?
When my first daughter was getting married, I was preparing the hymns.
Right.
When I got to Oh Perfect Love, the words were so beautiful. So by the time I finished writing them, I could hear the descant.
Oh.
So I already wrote it down.
Yeah.
Now it's gone viral. They are singing it wrongly, but they are singing it at almost every wedding.
Oh, wow.
That has been published.
Oh, Perfect Love. Your version.
No, All Perfect Love is still
I know the one.
Sung,
yes.
but it's the descant.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant. So you're going to publish?
Yes, it's actually in the pipeline now.
Fantastic. So anything else
when I get
in this bucket list?
My Yo Foundation.
Yes.
Yo is a woman.
Yeah.
Pay is bigger than Yo, woman.
That's a Krobo language.
Krobo language.
Okay.
Now, that name was given to me by my paternal grandfather.
Right.
Gave it to me in 1934, and he gave that name to me because I was the first daughter of my parents.
Gosh.
They had 3 boys
before
me. And he was so thrilled.
Oh, that he finally had a granddaughter?
Yes, granddaughter. So he gave that name, and that name is quite a boastful name.
Oh.
It's like a prophecy.
Yeah.
Woman, but you're going to be greater than woman.
And I think you have fulfilled the prophecy.
Now, I don't know whether I'm great now, but I'm still persevering. I'm still persevering. Yeah. Yes. So I'm going to leave a foundation for UPU Foundation to try and help girls who insist that they have certain callings to be able to realize those aims.
Yeah.
To have the basic education, and then when they finish, what they feel they want to do.
To support them to do that.
To support
Oh, how
them.
lovely.
Now, there are scholarships like that.
Yes.
But it's general, and those people I want to do this, so they are on the mountains where it's difficult for them to come down.
The outreach. Yes. How do you get to them?
By bus, by car, by jeep. I went there after we did my husband's 3rd year
anniversary.
Right. So all the children went with me to Ghana.
Lovely.
And we visited that place.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes.
So you started the foundation?
Yes, and done everything, but to launch it, we haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Just before COVID.
Yes.
So we haven't actually launched it. So that is the remaining thing.
It's such an amazing thing and such a worthy thing.
Yes.
Well, I hope people listening to this can contribute to it and help in any way they can, because I think it's such a beautiful thing to do.
Yes.
Right.
So these are the two things that I have.
Okay.
Publication of all my manuscripts. Music, prose.
And memoirs.
And
the realization of the foundation.
Yes.
Who do you admire most?
Well, my mother.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Because having raised 5 children myself, and she raised 11.
Oh my goodness.
But she lost 3, got 1. And how she went through with it, successfully, by God's help. I admired her.
Oh.
Yes.
And
she was musical.
All
gave us everything. Love. And served and loved my father so much.
Faithfully.
And my father was the most patient man, husband that I have known. I knew without his love and support, my mom wouldn't have been that admirable.
Oh.
Yes.
So it was an amazing partnership.
Beautiful. It was unique.
Oh.
And then they were married for 52 years.
Good Lord. But you had an amazing marriage too, so I think God had a plan.
51.
Yes. Yeah, that was
thank
awesome.
Thank God for
well
that.
Done.
Yes.
Okay. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night.
A night owl.
Yes.
I can testify to that.
Yes.
And if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
At this time of my life, 88 going on to 89, I wouldn't like to relocate anywhere.
Anywhere.
I want to stay in Boluduro Cottage.
Oh.
Where this is the name my husband gave to this house.
Yes.
The Lord remains with us.
Amen. Now, if you could change one thing, if you look back, what would you have changed? If you could change one thing in your life, what would you have changed?
I wouldn't dare.
Oh.
I wouldn't dare to change anything. I wouldn't dare to change.
Is that because of your religion or because everything has been great? Or both?
Both.
Right.
Both. Because I never really planned anything.
Right.
The Lord planned it and then kept on pushing me to do this and that and that. And when I failed, then time teaches me that I have failed.
You should have listened.
Yeah,
you should have listened.
Yeah. Yes.
And what's your favorite book?
I've read so many books.
Yeah.
But, Tregarth and by Eugene Plady.
Mm-hmm. Historical fiction.
Yeah, Philippa Gregory.
Georgette Hare.
Yeah, Georgette Hare.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very humorous one. So these are the books now.
The type of
but
books that you
now
like to read,
I'm trying to concentrate on the books of the end time.
Oh, do you really think we're going into end times?
Daniel, Job, Revelations.
Yes.
And then books written on them.
Okay. Do you think we're coming to end times?
Oh, I think we've got there.
Oh.
But then the scripture says there's no date.
Yes.
So I'm not saying it's
But the
today,
signs are there.
The signs are there.
I better mend my ways.
Yes.
Any part of the Bible in particular that speaks to you?
Yes. Proverbs 18:10.
Right.
The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe.
Why does that speak to you?
And, when people want to exclaim, they say, Jesus. I don't do that.
Right. Thou shalt not call the name of thy Lord in vain, because the Lord will not hold him.
Amen. So, and I know that there's something about that name. People had testified that they're going to have accidents. The car was rolling and all they were saying was Jesus, Jesus. And then car turned over. And not me.
Yeah.
But, so and there is a name that's above every name. And I love this passage.
Oh.
But this is not the only one. I have so many.
But this is one that speaks to you in particular.
Speaks to me particularly.
Okay. And your favorite song?
Captain of Israel's host and guide of all who seek
the right? Is this a hymn?
It's a hymn.
Oh. So what are you watching on Netflix or DSTV at the moment?
I do not have Netflix.
Okay.
But when I went for my long holiday in England, I was introduced to The Crown.
Oh my goodness.
And I finished it. The week I sat up late and
you were binge watching.
A late bird, and I watched and watched. And when I finished, they said, season 5 hadn't started.
Right.
When I finished it, that's the same week that the Queen of England died.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And what do you think? What do you think about the family and the crown?
I seem to think the version was truthful.
Oh, it's mainly truthful, yeah.
Yes.
They had very good consultants.
Yes. And the people were faithful.
Yes.
And the people who were writing, the storytellers.
Yes.
And even where they had to say things that were not very
favorable.
Yes.
Yeah.
About any of the children.
Yeah.
They still did it with love.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. And I liked it very much.
Yes.
Now, after that, I read a lot of histories and about, the British kings, monarchs.
Yes.
Now, the one I started to watch before I left last week was called Dark.
Oh.
It's a Cornish story. Yes.
I know a lot of women watched it because of the lead actor.
But
they said he was very good looking.
Very, very, very good looking. But he was very crafty as well. Oh.
So you're really into movies and series.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Brilliant. What do you think of King Charles?
He has a great deal of work to do. To be loved.
Yeah.
Like they love their mother.
Yeah. So describe yourself in 3 words.
Looking at the world as it is now, I'm hopeful.
Hopeful.
And I'm a very happy person.
Oh, okay. So optimistic?
Optimistic. And thirdly, something that I don't like very much. I'm worrisome.
Oh.
I worry.
So what's worrying you? What's worrying you?
What I read in the papers every day.
True.
The senseless killings.
Yeah.
And in inverted commas, thinking they are getting away with it.
Yeah.
It worries me.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's look for something happier. Are you going to tell me a joke? Or a funny story?
Oh, it's about language.
Okay.
When I got married, somebody will be talking to me happily in Yoruba. Another person will say, Kogbede. Then another person will say, Ogbeke or something like that. Anyway, that's not the thing, but it's about somebody who did not understand Yoruba.
Right.
And was taught all the greetings.
Okay. As one does, you memorize all the greetings.
Yes. Everything was memorized. And then somebody else, not me.
Yes, not you.
Yes. Who was in the same situation like me.
Yeah.
Could not speak the language, but knew all the greetings. So went to the customer where she normally bought meat.
Mm-hmm.
And bought the meat and then turned around and she was going. So the lady said, customer me, won't call. So she turned around and said, Alafia Loa.
What's happening?
So the woman said, my money.
She understood that one.
She said, ekbele.
I love lovely.
So
Thank you so much. I've had the best time. You've been just the most gracious hostess. I can't thank you enough. Yeah. So are you going to play some music for us?
I can play my favorite hymn.
Okay.